The FLOATCAM Pro camera stabilizer is designed to accommodate cameras up to 11 kilograms. The FLOATCAM Pro system consists of vest, sled, single or dual articulated spring arm. The FLOATCAM Pro is a tool-free system allowing quick and simple balancing and calibrating without additional tools. The FLOATCAM Pro uses 31 bearings and 8 high tonsile springs, ensuring a smooth, silent and steady operation. The ergonomically designed, fully adjustable vest provides a comfortable and safe basis for the FLOATCAM Pro. The vest has a strong but lightweight aluminum chassis with fully padded and vented back panel and straps. The FLOATCAM Pro comes supplied with a bespoke soft case accommodating arm, vest, sled and accessories. Place the docking bracket on the stand. You can use either a FLOATCAM stand or a suitable lighting stand, 40-inch C stand. Ensure the stand is placed on a level surface, weighed down and locked off to avoid overbalancing. Place the sled on the docking bracket as shown. Ensure the gimbal locking nut is facing outwards, away from the handle and stand. Losing the yoke, it is possible to slide the gimbal. With a heavier camera, it is possible to extend the bottom stage of the post to further assist in balancing the rig. Assemble the camera plate in the balance center of the camera. Lightweight cameras such as the Sony Z1 require use of the additional weight plate supplied. Due to the nature of camera stabilizers, a heavier camera makes the rig more stable and easier to balance. It also assists in producing more stable shots, especially for new operators. For lightweight cameras, use all 4 counterweights on the bottom stage. With heavier cameras, use the less weights and extend the telescopic bottom stage of the post to its balance. Attach the camera assembly to the top stage of the FLOATCAM. Slide the plate in from the rear and lock it off with the camera's center of balance directly above the center of the post. It is necessary to remember to insert the video cassette and slide the camera monitor open. Turn the sled to the horizontal position, hold it securely. Whilst holding the sled, loosen the gimbal locking screw. Slide the post through the gimbal assembly to find the center of balance. Then slide the post approximately 1 to 2 cm down until the sled is slightly bottom heavy. Ensure the gimbal locking screw is firmly tightened. Loosen the top stage plate locking knob to allow the camera assembly to slide fore and aft in the sliding plate. Use this to fine-tune the balance front to back. As a visual reference, use the center post of the stand to check whether the sled hangs vertically or needs further adjustment. You may also need to adjust the counterweights on the bottom stage to further assist in balancing the rig. If you are using a monitor and battery mount, this can also be moved fore and aft on the bottom stage to fine-tune the balance. Using the geared adjustment knob on the side of the top stage, move the sliding plate assembly from side to side to fine-tune the lateral balance. Remember to flip out the on-camera monitor at this stage if you intend to use it, and this will affect the balance. The time it takes the sled to right itself from a horizontal position to its vertical position is called the drop time. The ideal drop time is approximately 2 to 2.5 seconds. If the drop time is too slow, the rig is not bottom heavy enough. Similarly, if the sled drops more quickly than this, the sled is too bottom heavy and should be adjusted accordingly. Experienced operators may prefer a longer drop time, but this is only recommended for more experienced users. After adjusting the drop time, it may be necessary to fine-tune to balance again until perfect balance is restored. Once you have completed balancing the float cam, carefully remove it from the balancing pin on the top of the bracket and place it in the docking position in the side of the docking bracket. Ensure that the safety pin is in position before you walk away. Now you are ready to put on the vest. Ensure that all the buckles are fully done up and that the straps are fully adjusted to your body shape. To adjust the length of the vest against your torso, undo the center grip and slide the chassis up or down to suit. The vest should be tightly fitted with very little lateral or vertical movement. Holding the arm away from your body, mount the float cam arm onto the vest mounting pin. Facing the docking stand, bow to the sled and attach the gimbal handle to the spring arm. Now remove the safety pin. Keep one hand on the arm and one hand on the sled as you stand up straight. The default position of the arm is in its fully elevated position. This is to ensure that the first time you attach the sled to it with a heavy camera, it doesn't bottom out, which could damage the sled and the arm. To adjust the rise of each part of the arm, move it to a level horizontal position and turn the arm adjustment knob accordingly. And B. The knob will only turn with the arm in a horizontal position. Repeat this process for both the parts of the arm. The sled should ideally come to rest in a very slightly elevated position on both arms. Check if the sled and arm wants to go away from you or come towards you. If so, the angle of the front mounting pin needs to be adjusted. This is done by screwing or unscrewing the pin adjuster. If the sled moves towards you, the adjuster needs to be screwed in. If the sled moves away from you, the pin adjuster should be unscrewed to suit. In order to adjust the pin, you will need to raise the sled to its maximum height to take the weight off the pin to allow adjustment. You may also find that the sled wants to go left or right. If so, this needs to be adjusted in the same way as before, but using the lateral pin adjuster on the side of the mounting pin. When using heavier cameras, it is recommended that the pins are screwed all the way in before attaching the sled. If the camera is correctly adjusted and balanced, it should be possible to move around the sled whilst it remains motionless. Remember, always use just fingertip control on the handle and sled hand grip. This will help you to achieve more stable shots and a better level of control. It is possible to lift the camera above head height by extending the telescopic post. Important: the post contains video and power cables. Do not twist the post or the bottom stage, as this may damage the cables and connections. Return the float cam to the docking stand in the docking position on the bracket. Remember to put the safety pin in before removing the arm. Use low mode for shooting from ground level. Important: the low mode bracket can be used only with cameras up to 3 kg. To balance the sled in low mode, follow the previous steps, only with the sled inverted, and adjust it accordingly. The low mode bracket attaches to the sliding plate bracket with the sliding plate, and the camera is mounted directly onto the bottom of the low mode bracket. Be careful not to strike the monitor on the stand during balancing. You are now ready to start filming with the FLOATCAM Pro. If you are using a monitor kit and battery mount, attach the video out cable from the camera to the video in socket on the top stage of the sled, and from the video out socket on the bottom stage into the monitor. Calibrate and level FLOATCAM Pro, moving the weights of the counterweight. Leave the bigger weight on the monitor side. Depending on the battery weight, leave the smaller or bigger weight on the battery side. Should you require control of the camera remotely, it is possible to use a long controller mounted on the gimbal handle. Remove the camera assembly from the top stage of the FLOATCAM. If you are using the same basic camera set up each time, it is possible to fast-track the balancing of the sled by making a note of the calibration markings on the post and marking the position of the weights, monitor or battery mount with a Chinagraph pencil. Ensure that the sled is returned to its original length in order to pack it into the soft case. Important: never leave or pack up the FLOATCAM if it is wet or dusty. Using an air duster and/or soft cloth, remove all dust or moisture from the sled and spring arm before packing it away.
Puśćcie jeszcze delegację.
Nawołuje do powrotu do pracy. W tym momencie za jego pleców odsuwa się wraca do kraju. W radiu i telewizji premier Edward Babiuk wygłasza histeryczne przemówienie.
Co? To teraz ty jesteś taki.